This series is about everyday people and the people they admire, whether that's friends, family or neighbours. We found regular folks from the Northside of Dublin who were brave enough to go in front of the camera to interview a person they wanted to celebrate. We equipped them with the necessary tools, but the rest is up to them. In the next half an hour we'll meet 3 of these people as they delve into the lives of the people they look up to. For our first interview of the series, we go to Coolock, where Amy is talking to her daughter Ava, a champion boxer.
I seen the ad on their TV and I said I might as well apply for it just because I thought I didn't know whether it was for kids or for adults, I didn't know who it was for. And I thought Ava deserved her story to be out there. She has something, and I'm not just saying it because she's my own child, but she's very talented in art and she does anything. Like she does badminton in school, basketball. Like they ask her to do a lot, football, and she's, no problem, and she's great at it. She's great at sport. I'm not just saying it because she's my child, but she is great at it. Ava is constant. She Monday, Wednesday, Friday she has her boxing. Thursday she has her Dublin training for Gaelic. Monday and Wednesday she has her Gaelic and Parnells. And Saturday she has a Dublin training, and Sunday then, every second Sunday she has our Ireland training for boxing. She has just this passion that she just wants to be something. She wants to be there, like she actually, like, I don't know what it is, I can't put my finger on it, but she just loves it. What? Tell me about your family. Tell me all about it.
You're my ma. My dad, Gary. My little sister, Darcy. My two nannies, Frida and Fran. My great nanny, Rose.
And how do they influence your life every day?
They just push me to like what I'm best at every day. Like they're always like there for me and all, and push me to the best I am.
So what inspires you then in life, like in your sporting life? What inspires you?
You really?
Me? Oh,
yeah.
That's nice, thanks.
Like, I'm not just saying that because I'm my ma, but like, you're like a world champion and all, so you know what it's like to get your ups and downs and all. And like, you know what it's like having to cut weight and all, and like everything like that. So like,
it's not easy.
It's not easy, like it is hard, like, and you come home getting your bad days, your good days, but like, at the end of the day, it's all good, isn't it?
Yeah. So what makes you get up and go train? You know, like when it's miserable out and you'll be tired and you just get up and go. Even sometimes you're like, oh man,
yeah, like I just get up and go instead of like staying at home and being lazy and all. Like it's better than just sitting at home and doing nothing. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like it's good to get out and go out and do something instead of just sitting at home all the time and people out drinking and all this lark and all and getting up to no good. I'd rather just put my head down.
Yeah.
Sport. These are all tough for different stuff, like they're all like different kind of things.
What's your favourite out of a lot of them?
It's a trophy from when I won the Europeans in Georgia.
Got a medal as well, didn't you?
I got a medal, my medal's upstairs. So I just want to go up upstairs and check that out. Cool.
So where are we going?
Just in here.
Ava's around. There's actually a boxing glove she got signed off, Katie Taylor.
Yeah, and a hat as well.
So there's your silver medal there.
Yeah. This here is from me All Ireland. So that fight there, and it was the most
best feeling
amazing thing ever. Like it was the best feeling ever. like Darren and all jumping around, yeah.
How do you feel then, you know, with all the little kids, you know, looking up to you and all, you know, like you'd get an odd text or you'd be in the shop and the kids would be saying things to you?
Like, it's great, like when I came home from the European and all, like it was great, everyone was there and all, and we're like, oh, you're amazing, you're so good for all, but like, I just love doing that, like I love working with kids and
you
all.
Like being a role model?
Yeah, like not even that, like I just love being myself around people, you know what I mean? Like
when you won the semi-final, all the kids were looking in the window. I had everybody here and all the neighbours were like, did she win? Did she win? And we were like, yeah, because they could hear us all screaming, like, it was deadly.
And the worst thing about being over in them Europeans was not having you there.
I know.
No, man, like you don't understand. Like when I was over there, no, like seriously, like after I lost my final, I sprinted out. I went in to get my bag and sprinted out to my dad and just went over and just jumped on him, and I was just crying and crying and crying, like it was the hardest I've ever cried in my life, and I was like, I just want me ma, like that's all I wanted, like was you, like.
Oh, I was crying on the phone and your dad was crying on the phone. I was like, is she all right?
And my dad was like, I can't do this.
Yeah, I'm just so super proud. Me and your dad are so proud of you. You're just so determined and passionate about it, and that's what I love about you. And you're so disciplined, like, which is great, and you're well able for yourself, you're well able for other people, and you don't let people sort of walk all over you, and that's what I like. Any question you never asked me before that you don't know, that you want to know?
I won't say on camera. No, I'm only messing. Before, like, you went to the Worlds and all, was everyone like around here, like all?
Well, yeah, actually.
Because I remember talking to my dad yesterday about my dad was like, you don't remember your mum was this and that and all. I was like, I didn't even do it.
No, when I actually won and I came home, me ma, when I lived in the flat, my ma actually made a poster and stuck it on the balcony, and it was lashing rain out, so the sign actually just melted.
She would do something like that.
Yeah, that was deadly though. I'll never forget that.
Where was it?
In Italy.
Was it like?
It was big. It was on the telly and everything.
Was it? Yeah.
Yeah, it was deadly, and I was 13.
Were you?
Best memories of my life. Deadly. That's why I'm always saying to you, hold on to them like opportunities, because I didn't stick to it. Because then I met your dad, and then I had you, but then I went back to boxing, loved that, and then
dirty.
So I said, I have to be here for these kids. So keep up what you're doing, especially if you like doing it. Yeah.
I think that's great.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to say to each other? Just
I love you, Lord. Oh, that's it.
For our next interview, we move to Stardust Park, where Paddy is interviewing Susan, who he met through a local walking group.
My name is Patrick McCown. I'm here in the park and I'm interviewing Susan here, who's a very good friend of mine, Susan Malone. Susan is a lovely person. She has a great characteristic about her. She is a magnet, she's charisma. And very gentle in nature. Anybody could talk to her. She's that lovely person. Very few people you can say that about. and she is my inspiration. Now, Susan, can I turn to you and ask you, where did this all start from?
Well, you see, when I came to Dublin first, because I originally came from Newry, and really and truly, I got started to walk, doing a lot of walks around the south side, because I lived out there first for 8 years. And I'm now living in Donaghmede for 40 years. Here on the north side, there's the most magnificent walks. It's the best place in the world to live.
You mean this area?
This area,
side,
yeah. We have St Anne's Park, we have Howth Head, we have Malahide, and I was 14 years doing the walk and talk with the City Council. And honest to God, you just don't ever dislike anywhere. It's so beautiful, there's so many lovely places to walk. And I was in Dublin walking group for years and years doing the mountains. But now as I got older, I do all just flatland walking, yes.
I presume you organised walks, did you?
Oh, definitely, a lot of walks and a lot of trips too with the groups, you know, so it's just fabulous. And really and truly.
Can you emphasise any particular place that you went to where you had a big group or what have you?
Yes.
Yes, well,
I organised a bus to take them to Newry and down out to Bessbrook, where Bessbrook Linen Mill was.
Oh.
Yeah, and I had organised a talk in the library there for them, and a tour around Bessbrook. And I had a tour guide, taking them all around, and they thought it was the best day ever.
So
they had their lunch and all there for free.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just fabulous.
Oh.
And another day we went to
Where's this place again? I might go myself, get a free lunch. What makes you get up and go? Because you're walking.
What gets me
what
up
gets
and
you
going?
really going?
As my father says, if you get your 2 feet out of bed in the morning, it's a blessed day for you. And to keep going. And my day, I have to do something. My day has to mean something.
Like, you're a leader at the moment we're walking. Now, where did that come from?
Where did that come from? Yes. Well, you see, there was a big family in our house. There was 7 girls and 5 boys, okay? And I was in the middle.
Oh.
You see, and it's a nice place to be, really. Like, it was okay for Mum because the ones up before me and me reared the next lot down below. So you were leading them.
I know what you mean.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know,
that's where it came from.
That's where it came from. We didn't even have water in the house.
You didn't?
We had to go to the well.
Oh.
You know, and the donkey and sleep, and we had to go down to the well because we used an awful lot of water in the house, and we had 2 milk churns. And we had to go to the well and bucket the water into these 2 milk churns. And the donkey would pull it up. But the donkey didn't like the girls, it only liked the boys.
Oh.
And really and truly, Mother would be shouting because so many of her family and all that, she washing all the time. But the lads would be behind the ditch laughing. And then Mothers nearly would be choking, shouting at us. And they would just say, go on, Neddy, go on. And it would go. Such a personality that donkey had. Yeah, but anyway.
So in other words, it was a joyful life with a hard life.
Joyful life but a hard life. It doesn't do you any harm. It trains you to be a good person and to value life.
So that's where you get your energy from.
Oh,
and,
yes.
And you get your, we say, how would you put it? You get your leadership attitude from.
Yes.
Like normally I thought the farm would be great for kids growing up then. Yes. But the day comes when you have to leave home.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And would you have preferred to stay on the farm, or did you have to go because there wasn't enough to
earn your living?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So could you give us an idea of that part?
Yes, yes indeed. Well, my first job was working in a shop. Yeah. And I loved it.
What kind of shop was it?
It was like a grocery shop.
Ah.
Yeah. But anyway, the man who owned the premises, he smuggled.
Oh, that's
and he used to do that years ago, you see, to make a few extra shillings.
Oh,
they're wonderful people.
And
you had to do all those things.
Was he smuggling, did we say, the petrol over the border?
Oh,
or
no,
was it
no.
Cigarettes or
It was
what?
only the cigarettes.
Only the cigarettes?
Only the cigarettes,
Ah.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
So,
and tobacco.
And Was cigarettes cheap in those days? Not like now, I don't.
Well, they were cheaper, you know, if you smuggled them.
Yeah, well, so that's a colourful life you had. If I was to ask you the final question, as in, what would you suggest to young people growing up? How to make them a better character, a better person, and to achieve in life? What would you say to them?
I would say to them, the first thing, be yourself. Because you're educating yourself for you. And as regards being out in the world, no matter who you meet and who they are, always greet them. Because everyone is the same. There's the 2 legs and 2 arms and a head, okay? And it doesn't matter how great they are or how poor they are, they're still a wonderful person. And you should meet everybody thinking like that. People should be taught that in school. Treasure everything, a little bird, a flower, everything that you see.
Get to know the trees that are around you.
Get to know the trees around you and everything. And I don't believe in that word boredom. It should be scrapped, because if you open your eyes, you won't be bored.
So I'd say you have enjoyed life.
Oh, I do, really and truly. I wish I could live another one. Without the
we'll ask
COVID.
himself upstairs, will we? Now we'll come to the end of our interview, Susan. So I was thinking, if I was to ask you a question, if you had the choice, who would you love to interview next?
It'll be Brendan Ahern.
Brendan Ahern?
Yes.
And why would you like to interview him?
Because he's a great head of knowledge and he's such a great person. Yes. Yeah.
And I tell you, you are an inspiration, my dear, to everybody. And
you
thank
too,
you
Paddy.
very much.
And thank you, Paddy, for being my friend.
For our final interview, we move to Sutton, where Rebecca is interviewing her old friend and neighbour, Hilde.
Hi, I'm Rebecca, and I'm interviewing my friend Hilde today. The reason why I chose Hilde was because I've been friends with her for many, many years, and we've managed to stay in touch. We knew each other initially as neighbours, and then we've ended up working with each other a couple of times. For one period of time, I worked with her for 6 years as a ballet assistant. But also we've worked on set together on a couple of films, and I've always admired her because she's had a lot of sadness in her life as well as happiness, and I find her very driven. She's very creative, and we both share this love of ballet and dance, but she's also got this very strong inner strength and resilience. When she was my neighbour, I watched her nurture her 3 beautiful daughters and see her look after her daughter who was very sick and passed, unfortunately. I also saw her go through the loss of her husband at a young age when we were working, teaching ballet together. And I've seen her develop into a woman now in her 50s who's happy, very strong and compassionate. So today I'm really looking forward to seeing Hilde and interviewing her and finding out more about her life. Hilde, thank you for agreeing to be interviewed today.
Thank you, Rebecca.
So Hilde, I really admire your strength of character and the fact that you get on with it with a smile on your face. Where did you develop the strength of character from?
I'm not really sure, to be honest. My father was a strong character in certain ways. He was a big businessman, and then there was a breakup in my family. My parents split up when I was young, when I was around 6, whatever. And he got on with it in a very strong way. He actually brought us up, and maybe it's from him.
Your father brought you up?
Yes.
So did he bring you to Ireland?
Yes. I was born in Belgium, but I arrived here when I was 8.
And what was that like?
Actually, it was wonderful because Ireland at the time was a very open, free country. The people were very nice. They were much more upbeat than in Belgium. A wonderful sense of humour, great curiosity. There weren't that many foreigners here at the time, and people were so open and friendly and welcoming. So for us, it was like paradise.
So did you stay there the whole of your childhood?
Between 8 and 18, yes.
Okay, and then where did you go?
Then I went back to Belgium.
Oh!
For 5 years.
Did you what?
Initially, I went to art college, studied animation film. I was actually a little bit confused at that stage because I had decided to become a dancer at 16 and my father had stopped that. So then after that, it was a little bit of searching for something else to do. So
were you very disappointed that he stopped it?
Yes. He had decided that, obviously, for academic reasons, the usual reasons that people don't want their children to go into the arts. But if you love it, you love it. I mean, in my case, I loved it because I loved music. I also love art, as in the visual arts and painting. My mum is an artist, a fine artist, painting. She has always been involved in that. You know, if you combine the two, you know, I was also very sporty and physical, so if you combine all those things and you create a visual, moving art to music, and ballet is the art of telling stories through dance, you know, it all ties in. And I just think ballet is beautiful. And I ended up going back to it. So
as you do.
As you do. But in the meanwhile, there was a search going on. So I went to art college, I went to study film. I did loads of different things, studied different things, tourism. Then I tried my hand in the bank at one point. Then I was working in the EC at one point.
And then you ended up working back in Ireland in Lingus, and then to Sabina. So where did that sense of drive and confidence come from?
I was very curious, very, very curious, and I really possibly...
Were you not afraid?
No, I had no fear in those days, none. None. I think that comes later for a lot of people.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I think when you're young, you're just so open and, you know, no fear.
You then, you managed to set up your own ballet school. How did that come about? Again, that's a lot of drive.
Yes, it was actually Eugene, my husband, who's now deceased, who actually pushed for me to start up myself, because I had been working for other people and he just felt it was important to become self-employed, especially in that area. It is more lucrative if you're self-employed than if you're working for others.
And it brings back a little bit to when Eugene died, if you don't mind. That all happened really suddenly, because I was beside you when that happened.
Yes.
And it was very sad and very quick.
Yes, it was very quick.
How did you cope with that?
Well, there's been a bit of fallout, obviously, from it, because, as you remember, I decided to let go of my ballet schools to look after him. Thinking that he might have 4 years to live, but it ended up 4 months. So, you know, everything happened very sudden at that time, and it was a bit of a roller coaster. I think I'm now recovered from that.
Okay.
And fully.
What struck me about the time again was this resilience and strength, but you still managed to have a giggle during those times when he was really, really poorly and deteriorating very rapidly.
Yes, I think actually that's something I've learnt from the Irish people.
Oh.
Yeah, this managing to have a giggle even in times of hardship. It's a typical, I think it's a very Irish trait.
Yeah.
It's certainly not a Belgian trait, that one.
Because you're also coping with looking after your daughters who are losing their dad.
Yes.
You know, and the boys as well. So it must have all been very, very traumatic.
Yeah, but it is always important to remember that there is a brighter side to life.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah. Hilde, looking back on your life, and you have so much more to give as well, but what would you say makes you proud?
My 2 daughters. My 2 daughters and their achievements, that I've managed to bring them up to be happy and mature and dancing in the Moulin Rouge. You know, as a dancer, I appreciate that achievement myself.
The discipline that goes into that and the hard work.
Yes, so I'm proud of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then Claudine is studying law as well.
She is, yes. She'll have her degree now this year and she's going for her master's next year.
Your daughters were encouraged very much by you in their dancing, but I always remember you were never too pushy.
No.
So they've ended up now in Paris.
Yes, dancing in Moulin Rouge.
I mean,
yes.
That doesn't happen to every family, so how did that come about?
Well, they were naturally thrown into dance at an early age because I have a passion for it myself. I think because it's my passion, maybe some of that rubbed off on them over the years, and also they grew up with their friends dancing. It was also social as well as creative, and I think that's probably why they enjoy it so much. But like you said, I was never pushing them. I don't agree with pushing children. I think ultimately you're pushing them away from what you're trying to push them towards.
Mm-hmm. And if you have one memory from your life that you could hold on to forever, what would this memory be for you?
It would be my daughter Helena, who's unfortunately not with us, but when she was 6 months old, and she was just, you know, I have that picture of her all happy and smiley and bubbly and nice and round. Yeah, so that I still have that picture. It's like a photograph, a moving photograph. That was before any issues settled in, health issues settled in with her.
I remember her well. She's a beautiful girl.
Yeah, she had a lovely smile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're coming to the end of our chat. I chose you, Hilde, because as well as being such a good friend over the last 23 or so years, I've watched you, from a student as to becoming running your own ballet school. I've watched you nurture your 3 children and unfortunately lose Helena, and the way you coped with all of that. I've watched you lose Eugene. That was also so sad. And I've watched you move house, and I've watched you travel, seen you go over to Paris to see your beautiful daughters dance, and you gave me the privilege of going to watch them dance in the Moulin Rouge as well. Well, thank you ever so much.
Thank you for picking me, Rebecca.
I'm only delighted.
It's a real compliment, thank you.
Thank you.
Join us again next week for 3 more interviews that reveal how extraordinary the ordinary people in our lives really are.